Everyone here, my name is Favour from Warri. This will be the last video of me, the whole world. Last video of me, the whole world will be seeing. By the time you will be seeing this video, I'm already dead. And because of my death, is Odogwu Asaba. He stays in Panam Road, BTS, Panam Road. Which is by Heårtbreaking Hotel. I think that is the name of the Heårtbreaking Hotel. He has a boutique in the hotel. His boutique is inside the reception of that hotel. Once you get to Midfield Junction, when you get to Midfield Junction in Asaba, by Panam Road, Midfield Junction, you will see the hotel. It is the first hotel by the road by Midfield Junction, by your left. He's a big content creator. He has a sales girl called Obozono and Shioma. This video is dedicated to him. As at last 2 weeks Friday, I can't remember the actual date, but last 2 weeks Friday. Today date is 14. I'm making this video on the 14th. So last 2 weeks Friday from on the 14th. This was when this event happened. First of all, I met him online on Monday, which is on Monday before Friday. And I told him that I'm going through some problems and I need money to sort out the family problem. But I was worried. And I told him that I know of a man. He has helped me a lot when I was in Asaba. But the man is not staying in Asaba. The man is staying in Abuja. But he wants to stick with me. But I can't go. And I texted him that I need his advice. And I texted him for that advice. So I will know if he will be able to give me any ideas, like advice or any ideas of how to make money, or just advice. I just needed someone to talk to because I don't have a friend. I don't have any friend. I told him, he said I should not go. Even without me telling him. Yet I would have not still go to that Abuja because I've not been to Abuja once before. Secondly, I know I'm a virgin. That was why I told him. And I would have still not do it. I just told him to just let the burden out of me. He said I should not go. That I should come to meet him in Asaba on Friday. When he told me to come and meet him on Friday, he said I should come and meet him on Friday. He's going to help me. He did not tell me that let me come, that let him sleep with me. He's going to give me the amount of money I want. No. He just told me, come to us. Can you come to us on Friday? I will help you. My phone was on disappear mode, so I don't have screenshots of those messages anymore. But I'm sure it will be on his phone. Since my phone is on 24-hour disappear, my own chat will not appear in his side, but his own will appear. And his own is more evidence because the chat will be there when he told me to come, that he wants to help me. And he did not engage on any conversation with me with sex. That will not say, okay, I'm going there. I know he wants to stick with me with the money. No, there was no conversation of such. So we planned on Friday. I went to the park. He said I should get to the park and call him. I went there, he called me on video call to be sure I'm in the park. He sent me the transport fare to pay because I told him I don't have a dime. I went there. My parents was not away. None of my family members are away. I later told my sister, my twin sister, I'm going to Asaba. And I sent her the phone number and the man in case anything happened to me. But I didn't tell her what I was going there for because me, I don't know. I got there. I went to his shop. From there, he said he wants to go to the car wash. He went to the car wash, then he went to the hotel. In my mind, what is he doing in the hotel? I was like, okay, maybe that's where he normally stays. So even before we entered, they told me that this is where he normally lodges. stay most times. He said, okay. I was not scared. I didn't have it in mind that I would do anything of sex because he's a popular person and he won't not want to try do rubbish because people might drag him online. That was where my mistake came from. I went inside, started saying stuff, he likes me, wants to be with me, and all that. Then I was on top of the bed, foolishly me. I allowed him to put my clothes. That was where I made the mistake. And I told him that, please, I cannot do this. I'm done. I'm still a virgin. I had to remind him that maybe he did not remember how to remind him. So, I'm not doing this way. Even if I want to do this, I want to do it with somebody that I know that I'm dating. For love and not for money. I cannot do this for money or anything. Even about the money. Even when you carry me in town, but he don't tell me, say, okay, how much do you want? Or I'll give you the money. We did not bargain on sex with money. You know he's a man. He was already pulling my clothes. I was trying to stop him, but no, he was still pulling it. So I said, okay, this man is going to do this thing by force. He put my clothes, and I told him no. So he tried. He was not saying that the thing was not entering. So I told him that you see, I'm a virgin. So it will not enter. Just let me go. He said, okay. I still say I won't stand up. You know, I'm lying down like this. Process of me to turn side and stand up. He can't use my back. He can't use my back face front. He can't use me and cover my mouth. He used his hand to cover my mouth and then he pressed my back on the bed. Close like what? It was not raping me. I was shouting. Nobody could hear. I couldn't even shout to it because of the pressure of his hand on my mouth. So they did it. He really did it. My head burst. And I stopped. I came down from the bed. I thought that the thing did not even enter. I came down. It was very painful. But I thought that maybe it did not enter. I came down immediately. I saw blood coming out of my body. I was crying. I was crying and it was him. What's part of that? Do you know what he told? Do you know what he said? He said that, thank God that you don't know how it make me feel that he has been wanting to experience his virgin again, that he has never done it before, that he has been craving for it. He said he's so happy doing this. Was I telling him, you are telling me you're happy doing this? Did I do it with you genuinely? You make me, I'm telling you, I've been telling me in my face that you are happy doing this. So I went to the bathroom to clean up myself. I couldn't even clean up myself. I was just there standing and crying, watching the blood come out of my body because I was already thinking that I've disappointed my parents and I've disappointed myself. So he came to the bathroom and started beating me. He was not doing as if he was sorry. He was begging me. He lit that. He can't need that for the bathroom. He was now begging me. I told about it that I did not tell my parents I'm coming here to Abuja, to Asaba. I did not tell anybody. How will I explain to them? How will I tell the world that I carried myself to Asaba to meet a man? Before me and I enter room. Then, who will I explain? If I will call police, they will say I'm still at fault. Besides, the deed has been done. They may still say it's not rape because I'm up to 20 years. I'm 21 years. So I just say, the thing has happened. They say it don't happen. Even though I'm not happy, I'm just still forgiven. They cannot arrest him. I cannot do anything. Even if I decide to even say they will still arrest him. He has influence, he's popular. You know, poor man. And money go kill his face. So I said, no problem, forgive him. I even hug him. I forgive him. But I was not talking to him, I was angry. I was still angry. I was like, how many hours later I slept. I woke up. because I was really serious that there was nothing to put inside me. So I said, let the minute stop, I will go. So I was still waiting in that process. I stepped off and I was weak. I woke up. I ate because I'm not eating since morning. So I woke up, it was already something after 3. I mean, after 3, I mean, after 4. So, it was noodles for me. I ate. And I even talked with him. I even laughed with him. The laugh was not genuine, but I had to laugh with him because I cannot go depressed. Depression will not do anything. No tears will do anything. And he even told me that he said the drugs is going to buy for me and the drugs is 32,000. Now once he buy the drugs for me, I will go back to normal. It was when he even told me that I had hope. That was when I even stopped crying. I consoled myself. I had hope that I can still imagine that I'm still a virgin. I know that I'm no longer a virgin, but at least I will still imagine. So I told him that I'm not spending the night here. Even when I was sleeping, he was still trying to come close to me, to touch me for the next 6 again. I don't see that after the rape, because I follow you now for a still day, I follow you now. That does not mean that you want to use the opportunity to go over again. Are you okay? And I got angry and I said that me, I cannot stay here because I know that if I try and say let me sleep here, they go tomorrow morning. He's still going to rape me again because me, I will not really agree. You still want to forcefully do it. And I know it's dangerous. So I said, let me go. He can't send me. How much he sent me? It's not 8,000. Do you know how much? And he sent me for transport back to him. He did not give me money for the drugs, nothing. I saw him sending a voice note to somebody that go to the POS shop, to my shop, take the POS, business POS, and transfer 50,000 to me. He did that on my phone, so I will think that he really wants to withdraw 50K and send for me for the drugs. I saw him. It was not someone he was sending it to. I saw what he was doing, but because I was far from the phone, so I was not sure. I told him I'm not leaving here until you send me that money for the drugs. He said I should go, that he's going to send it. I had no other option because I don't want to sleep, because if I should stay there I might sleep. So for me not to sleep, I had to leave there. So I left there.